Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
St. Francis County's back-to-school fair is set for August 4th. Also, Marble Hill voters are going to be asked to redirect a portion of sales tax in November. Plus, Dr. Sunil Chan joins us on tonight's Ask the Expert. All of these stories, and will the triple-digit high temperatures return this week?
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello, everybody. I'm Aaron Cox. The St. Francis County Back-to-School Fair is set for August 4th. This year, Young Faith in Christ will be hosting the event at the Central High School Fieldhouse. Executive Director for YFC, Marcus Archer, says when the East Missouri Action Agency announced they couldn't host the fair, they stepped in.
And so we're really taking over what's something that's already been done, which is actually really neat because there's already a lot of partners in place and a lot of people that are ready to help that have done it for a long time. And so we've been able to, I've called people, but I've had a lot of people call me and say, we're in this year again.
Archer says another compelling reason for hosting the fair is the children they're assisting are the ones they're reaching out to.
So we work with a lot of kids that are, the school may define them as at risk or high risk, or there's a lot of different factors that go into, but those are mainly the kids that we work with. And so for us, we looked and said, man, these are our kids. These are our people. This is who we love to be around and love to just love on.
The St. Francis County Back-to-School Fair will be held on Saturday, August 4th, starting at 9 in the morning at the Central High School Fieldhouse. Now, Dustin Kopp is here for a look at our first forecast.
Good evening, Aaron. Good evening, everybody. Temperatures at this hour are on the warm side. Looking at current conditions through southeast Missouri, 92 right now in Festus, as well as in St. Genevieve, 90 in Cape Girardeau, 89 in Poplar Bluff, 88 in Van Buren, and 91 right now in Ironton. As we head through the evening hours, we will continue to be on the warm side. Partly sunny skies at 7 p.m., 89 degrees. Partly sunny at 9 p.m., 83, and 78 with partly cloudy skies at midnight. I'll give you more details on your forecast coming up later in weather.
The city of Marble Hill will be going to voters in November asking to redirect their dedicated half-cent sales tax. Mayor Michael Sowers says a few years back, in exchange for residents approving the half-cent sales tax dedicated for capital improvements, the city abolished property taxes. However, this created a shortfall in the general fund.
And so what we're asking the voters of Marble Hill basically to do is it's not a new tax, it's not an increase in tax, the tax is not going away. We're just asking to basically allocate it back into general fund versus the capital improvement fund, because we have not ever generated funds back to take the shortfall that was in the general fund.
Sowers says this is the same proposal that voters turned down earlier in May. However, he believes that issue was rejected due to confusion.
The way our ballot was presented, if you just read the first several lines back when we tried to have this passed in June, it made it seem like an additional tax. And legally, it was written the correct way, for the fact of is when you're replacing one with another, you actually are doing that, but we're not changing that. In other words, it was turned down in June. We're re-asking for it in November. The tax still exists. It's still there. It's not going away.
That first proposal back in May to redirect the sales tax failed by just 5 votes. Friends and family of 3-month-old Sam Pratt gathered together in Farmington this past Saturday evening to celebrate the passage of a law named in the little boy's honor. House Bill 1323, sponsored by Representative Linda Black of Bonne Terre, was signed by Governor Jay Nixon last Tuesday. The law grants judges the authority to forbid daycare providers from continuing to care for children for compensation while they're facing criminal charges for abuse, neglect, or death of a child. The legislation is named after Sam, who died in February of 2009 of non-accidental head trauma at the Iron County home of an unlicensed child care provider, who continued to keep children in her home after being charged in the connection with Sam's death. Two Fredericktown residents are facing a July 26 court date on a charge of elder abuse in the first degree. Caroline Mason and Bernard Lemaster are accused of abusing 65-year-old Ronald Mason. When the elder Mason was taken to the hospital prior to his death, he was found to be suffering from pneumonia, dehydration, and severe malnutrition. He weighed less than 100 pounds. Mason and LeMaster are currently free on a $25,000 bond. When we come back, St. Francis County Shop with a Cop got a celebrity boost this weekend. That story coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day and 6 months same as cash financing. No hassle leasing and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customer. In Doniphan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance.
Sing a song about the Heartland. Sing a song about my life.
Oh, the blood of Jesus washes. Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
St. Francis County Shop with a Cop program benefited from a celebrity golf tournament this past Saturday. When Sheriff Dan Bullock was at our 18 Eyewitness News studios on Friday, he told us former World Cup soccer player Don Draghi has found a very special place in his heart for Shop with a Cop.
He is coming here to Crown Point Golf Course tomorrow, bringing a lot of friends and people throughout the sports world down here. They're going to play a golf tournament for the Shop with a Cop program. All the proceedings going to the kids.
The tournament had almost 60 contestants and raised just a little over $5,000. Sheriff Bullock reminds folks that all the money raised for every Shop with a Cop event goes to the kids.
100% of the funds go to those kids. There's no administrative fees. It's all done by volunteer work from the deputies and of course Rod Harris.
Bullock says this is the program's 20th anniversary, and kids who were once helped by the program now donate to it. Jefferson County residents will have an opportunity this Thursday to honor local families who have lost loved ones in the War on Terror. The patriotic ceremony will take place on the Jefferson County Fairgrounds in the Civic Center at 7 o'clock in the evening. Event organizer Matt Woods says the event is an opportunity to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice.
We've got a total of 7 from Jefferson County that have died fighting for our country. So we're going to do our part to kind of recognize those families and remember the soldiers. The ceremony goes along with the Remembering Our Fallen display, which commemorates those Missourians who have died in Iraq or Afghanistan over the last decade. Woods says Thursday's guest speaker will be Colonel John Bates. He is a well-decorated Marine, 3 Purple Hearts, and let's see, I think he was one of the oldest soldiers, Marines, serving in Afghanistan. I'm not sure how many years ago, but then he retired from there and he was in charge of Pearl Harbor for a number of years. Woods says the Remembering Our Fallen display will be available for viewing throughout the Jefferson County Fair this weekend. A Wayne County Animal Group is receiving a $2,000 grant to help fund their spay and neuter program. Pat Roberts of Creative Communities Incorporated received the I'm Pet Friendly grant last week from the director of the Missouri Department of Agriculture, Dr. John Hagler. The organization will use the funds to provide spay and neuter services for low-income pet owners and subsidize the cost of operations for adoption at local animal shelters and rescue groups. Creative Communities provides services in Wayne, Ripley, Carter, Pemiscot, and Dunklin counties. Robotics and Legos will take center stage the next 3 weeks at the Bollinger County Museum of Natural History.
On Wednesday afternoons, the museum is holding robotic days. Children will build Lego renewable energy robots to learn about wind, water, and solar power. Thursday afternoons are Lego days with a room set up with 3 different skill levels, starting with the Duplos. Museum Administrator Patricia Welker says the special day gives kids a chance to have some fun, and they might even learn something.
Well, we want you to get out. We want you to learn a little bit. We also want you to have fun. It's summertime. We want to combine the two together and get you to do something that you like to do and want to do, and maybe you'll learn a little something along the way. And, of course, they can always come in and view the museum and see our artifacts while they're there.
Patricia says the ages of kids who have taken part in the robotics and Lego days range from toddlers to teenagers. When we come back, Dr. Sunil Chan joins us on Ask the Expert.
More heat's on the way and a possible chance of thunderstorms. Details coming up next in weather.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. We saw a warm day here in southeast Missouri, and more warm weather is on the way. Let's take a look at weather headlines to southeast Missouri. The heat returns here in southeast Missouri with pop-up thunderstorms possible for the rest of tonight into tomorrow, but a better chance for Thursday and Friday. Temperatures will remain hot for the next several days. Here in southeast Missouri, temperatures are on the warm side. And we're seeing temperature in 92 in Festus as well as in St. Genevieve, 90 in Cape Girardeau, 91 in Fredericktown. Ellington right now at 90 degrees, a little bit cooler at Van Buren at 88, 89 in Poplar Bluff, and 91 from Fredericktown through Ironton and Piedmont. Here at the station, we have current temperature of 91 degrees with partly sunny skies. Feels like 95 out there though. Heat indexes are ranging from 94 to about 97 right now through southeast Missouri. Current dew point 69, 48% humidity, and a south wind at 8 miles per hour. As we head through the day tomorrow, a chance of some pop-up thunderstorms through southern parts of Missouri. Otherwise, partly sunny skies, and it's going to be on the hot side. So for tonight, we'll see a partly cloudy sky, low around 70, south wind 5 to 10, 71 in Festus, 70 in Potosi, Ellington 71, as well as in Piedmont and Fredericktown, 73 in Poplar Bluff, and Cape Girardeau, a low around 74 degrees. Tomorrow, high around 99 degrees. Temperatures are going to range from about 95 to 99 here in southeast Missouri, 98 in Potosi, 97 in Ironton, 95 in Van Buren, as well as in Poplar Bluff. With a partly cloudy sky, we may see a pop-up thunderstorm here or there. The next several days are looking like this through southeast Missouri. Plenty of sunshine. On Wednesday, high around 100 degrees. There is a chance of a pop-up thunderstorm on Wednesday. However, we're just going to see partly to mostly sunny skies. And then on Thursday and Friday, good chance of showers and thunderstorms. High 99 on Thursday, 97 on Friday. The weekend looking partly sunny, high around 96 on Saturday, 97 on Sunday. And we're back to a chance of showers and thunderstorms on Monday with a high of 96. And a look at our weekend forecast, partly sunny skies, high of 96 on Saturday, a low of 72. And then on Sunday, high of 97 with another low of 72 degrees. That's check of your storm tracker weather forecast. More details to look at froggy96online.com. Just click on the weather tab. Aaron, back to you.
Thank you, Dustin. Now Fred Dawkins Jr. is here with tonight's Ask the Expert.
On today's edition of Ask the Expert, we talk with Dr. Sunil Chan of Chan's Medical Office about hypertension.
Hypertension is a term used to describe high blood pressure. Essential hypertension means that the cause of blood pressure is not known. Blood pressure means the force against the walls of your arteries as your heart pumps blood through the body. Blood pressure readings are usually given as two numbers. For example, 120/80. One or both of these numbers can be too high. The top number is called the systolic blood pressure, and the bottom number is called the diastolic blood pressure. Many factors can affect your blood pressure, including how much water and salt you have in your body, the conditions of your kidney, nervous systems, or blood vessels, the level of different body hormones. You have a high risk of high blood pressure if you are African American, are obese, are often stressed and anxious, drink too much alcohol, more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 drinks for men, eat too much salt in your diet, have a family history of high blood pressure, have diabetes, smoke. Most of the time there are no symptoms. In most people, high blood pressure is found when they visit their healthcare provider and have their blood pressure checked. Because there are no symptoms, people can develop heart disease, kidney problems without knowing they have high blood pressure. If you have severe headaches, nausea, vomiting, confusion, changes in your vision, or nosebleeds, you may have severe and dangerous forms of high blood pressure called malignant hypertension.
If you have a question you would like to ask one of our experts, log on to Froggy96online.com and click Ask the Expert.
Coming up in today's Your Life segment, what to do when you and your spouse approach your marriage from wildly different perspectives in today's edition of Focus on the Family.
You know, Home Sweet Home would be a lot sweeter if you could lower that mortgage payment. And nowadays there are programs that can help you do just that. Want to learn about them? Good, because they're just ahead on Money Talks News.
Your Health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. We're caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment with a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
Some of the strongest marriages are those in which both husband and wife have learned the art of balancing their personalities against each other. Dr. Bill Myers explains in today's Focus on the Family segment.
Okay, never mind. There's no deposit slips in there.
Go get the next one underneath it.
I think it's almost impossible for two people to come at every situation in exactly the same way. In fact, that would be kind of boring.
In some marriages, the personalities of the two spouses are very different from the get-go. Matt and Carrie Zimmerman describe their styles as soft and hard.
I think I tend to take the hard side most of the time. I guess he'd blame it on me being a New Yorker, so that's the way I was raised. No, it's for tomorrow. Grab me the spoon.
Tomorrow?
Or for tonight.
Okay. I would say that my default is a little softer.
People who lean to the hard side tend to be more critical and confrontational during marital conflict, while those who lean toward the softer side are more sympathetic and forgiving. Both these perspectives were on full display when Matt and Carrie were building their new home.
Because Carrie knew what she wanted and was able to put her foot down. Her more hard-lined side came out, moving in, this is what we expect. And I kind of took the more relational route, trying to, okay, guys, how do we make this work? So it was exactly the opposite of what I expected, but it worked out perfectly.
And rather than seeing it as a conflict, hopefully they can see that as each brings something valuable and perhaps something can be learned from each point of view.
Balancing out our spouse's unique personality traits doesn't mean we don't need to work on our own issues. Those of us who are hardliners need to consciously work at expressing sensitivity and compassion, while those of us who are on the softer side should learn to be more assertive and lovingly confront when necessary. Honestly admitting our weaknesses and then working on those weaknesses can help us build a much stronger relationship. For Focus on the Family, I'm Dr. Bill Meyer.
For more valuable information on life issues, relationships, and family, please visit FocusOnTheFamilyTV.com. Home Sweet Home would be all the sweeter with a lower mortgage payment. Want to refinance your mortgage? Money hacker Stacy Johnson explains how some new programs might help.
Yeah, I've refinanced twice, and we're finishing up our second refinance, and we've taken our interest rate from the initial refinance through now down 3 whole points, or 3 percentage points, which is amazing.
Joe Sebelbar has taken advantage of both government programs and low interest rates to refinance and lower his mortgage payments. Not once, but twice. But when it comes to understanding complex government programs or refinancing red tape, Joe's got an advantage. He's a housing counselor. But millions of Americans aren't taking advantage of existing programs, either because they're unaware or ineligible. Problems the White House and HUD Secretary Sean Donovan want to fix.
Right now, unless you have the right kind of mortgage, you can't refinance whatsoever. You're completely locked out of refinancing. And it's just not fair.
What the White House wants is for Congress to pass a law allowing virtually all homeowners to refinance. It could save billions, help housing, and stimulate the economy.
We need Congress to act. Legislation is required. In some cases, we have to not ask the banks to do these, we have to require them through legislation. And we need Congress to act to allow every family to be able to refinance.
Now, this latest effort will require congressional approval. Hopefully that gets traction. But in the meantime, if a refinance would help your situation, do your family a favor. Call a housing counselor and find out. It doesn't cost a dime.
HUD-approved housing counselors are in every community around the country, and they're free.
For more information on programs both old and new, as well as where to find help, just go to moneytalksnews.com and do a search for Housing Help. For Money Talks, I'm Stacy Johnson.
As Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to moneytalksnews.com.
And coming up in sports, the Cardinals opened the second half of the season with a sweep. Unfortunately, they were on the losing end. In better news, a former Cardinal goes into the Hall of Fame, and the SEC's football coaches are not impressed with Mizzou's talent. These stories and more coming up in sports on 18 Eyewitness News.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-587-7095.
This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News, with Jeremy Martin.
Ex-Cardinal Scott Rowland hit a tie-breaking 2-run single in the 8th inning Sunday night, sending the Cincinnati Reds to a 4-2 victory and a 3-game sweep of St. Louis. The Reds' 6th consecutive win matched their best run of the season, moved them a season-high 12 games over 500, and jumped them a game ahead of Pittsburgh for the NL Central lead. St. Louis fell 4.5 games back. Another former Cardinal beat the Redbirds on Saturday when Ryan Ludwig's walk-off home run gave Cincinnati a 3-2 victory. There were a couple of highlights for the Cardinals last night. Matt Holliday had a pair of hits and extended his hitting streak to 14 games, the longest by a Cardinal this season, and first baseman Lance Berkman made his first start since tearing cartilage in his right knee on May 19th. Former Cardinals catcher Tim McCarver has reached heights both on and off the field. He played in 3 World Series with the Cardinals, winning 2 in 1964 and 1967. McCarver is one of 29 players to have appeared in 4 decades, starting his big league career in 1959 with the Cardinals, for whom he played 13 seasons in 2 stints, and ending it in 1980 with Philadelphia, where he also played twice. Despite his longevity, McCarver was a bit short of the Hall of Fame as a player, but on Saturday night in Cooperstown, he received the Ford C. Frick Award for broadcasting and is now enshrined in the Broadcasters and Sports Writers wing of baseball's Hall of Fame. The Southeastern Conference coaches have given their assessment of the talent Mizzou will be bringing to the SEC. No Missouri Tigers were listed on the preseason All-SEC first or second teams selected by the coaches. Mizzou is the only squad in the 14-team league to not have a player selected on either of the top 2 teams. 4 Tigers were named 3rd team All-SEC. Receiver TJ Moe, left tackle Elvis Fisher, linebacker Xavier Gooden, and cornerback EJ Gaines. As you would expect, the teams are dominated by LSU and Alabama. Both schools had a total of 11 players selected, followed by Arkansas with 10. Texas A&M, which left the Big 12 to join the SEC along with Mizzou, had 3 players on the first team. And when Mike McKenna reports to Blues training camp in September, he won't need anyone to show him around town. The 29-year-old goaltender grew up in St. Louis and still lives here in the offseason. On July 1st, he signed a 1-year, 2-way contract with his hometown team, and he could not be happier. For the time being, though, hockey is on the back burner. Just a day after signing with the Blues, McKenna left town for Aruba to begin a honeymoon with his new wife, Rachel. When he gets back, he'll start focusing on hockey, which will likely consist of sharing the goalie duties with Jake Allen in Peoria. And that's a look at sports. Aaron and Dustin, back over to you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Well, Dustin, you think everybody got a little bit used to the mid-80s weather last week? Think we're going to fare well coming up into the next week?
Yeah, I think so. We got to the 85, 86, 87 degrees.
That was
flirting with the 90-degree mark. It was nice. And normally we're like, oh, it's so hot out here. But compared to what we've seen, it's been nice. We're going to start seeing the temperature flirt with the 100-degree mark. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. Aaron, plenty of sunshine for the next couple of days. However, there is a chance of thunderstorms Tuesday and Wednesday, just pop-up thunderstorms. Temperature flirting with that 100-degree mark. And then on Thursday and Friday, good chance of showers and thunderstorms. And then Saturday and Sunday, we're clearing out. Temperature in the mid to upper 90s or so. And then next Monday, another chance of showers and thunderstorms.
Well, you keep saying that the temperatures are flirting with that 100-degree mark. They can flirt all they want, but I hope they stay in the 90s. So that's right. I'm pulling for the 90s.
I think we all are. The term of flirting with that 100-degree mark, it could go a little bit above, a little bit below. It's going to be around 100 degrees for the next couple of days. It's going to be hot.
It'll be hot.
And northern parts of our viewing area up into the St. Louis area are seeing excessive heat warnings, heat advisories, and that type of thing because of the heat.
What's it like around the rest of the nation? Because I know, 3 weeks ago or so when we had those long weeks of heat waves, it wasn't just hot in the Midwest, wasn't just hot in the Rockies, it was hot everywhere. I had people in South Carolina call and say, it's just as hot here as it is in Missouri.
And it's continuing to be hot around the United States. We're continuing to see a drought condition throughout a lot of the United States, especially here in the central United States, and we're just going to continue to see it for probably the rest of the summer. If we don't see any more rainfall, we need to get more rainfall in the forecast.
Well, we had a little bit of relief in some spotty parts of our viewing area last week with a few pop-up showers, but just not enough to get everything green back up. Thanks for joining us on 19 Eyewitness News. I'm Aaron Cox.
And I'm Dustin Kopp. Have a great evening. We'll see you tonight at 10. Newswatch is next.
Do you see news happening at